HOA down here, the one I'm riding by right now, they're just about fixing to be more trouble than what they're worth, you know. So yesterday I got an email from the management company, and it's a new contract, you know, for this year. And this year's contract with them, I was just, you know, sent them the contract from last year, just updated everything. And then so I'm thinking everything's gravy baby, right? So then the management group emailed me and sent me an updated version of the contract. It says that the HOA they want an updated contract, and I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm doing the same thing that I was doing last year, so we just use the one that I sent you and just update it, you know. I mean, that's what I did, right? So they sent me a whole nother version, right? Not even, they got nothing to do with the one I sent them, you know, a couple months ago or whatever. So, and of course their contract is a lot of mumbo jumbo, but really everything is in their favor. They don't want to commit to a certain time frame, right? What's the point in having a contract if you're not going to commit to a certain time frame? What's the point in having a contract if they can fire me whenever they get ready? What's the point in having a contract when I can quit whenever? There's no point in having a contract, man. You know, what's the point? I mean, you know, the emails, correspondence and stuff can act as a contract, but their contract is saying they can let me go without any notice at will whenever they get ready. See, I don't like verbiage like that, because that bothers me, because that's basically what they did last year, you know. So I ain't signed their contract yet. I'm thinking about you know, I don't know, crying about it to them, right? Because it ain't really, to me, they got the upper hand on everything, right? And in their contract they sent me, they got us weed eating the fence lines. And I can tell them right now that I'm not going to weed eat the fence lines. I'm not going to do that. I don't mind weed eating it in front of the, you know, the properties that have the manicured turf up to the fence, but most of them have woods and stuff coming up to the fence. So from the inside, right? So they think that, and I don't know why they would think that, but they think that they're going to hire somebody at $500 a pop, and they're going to walk 2.5 miles of fence line every 2 weeks. That is not going to happen, man. I'm not going to do it. And I mean, and that's one of the things that I highlighted in their contract, and said I'm not going to be doing that, not at this number. I said, if you want somebody to walk, it's about 2.5 miles of fence line. If you want somebody to walk all that fence line, we need to double up. Because there ain't no way I'm going to have guys out here that that we're going to walk the fence line every time we come and cut it. I'm not going to do it. We're going to spray. Just like I did last year, just like I did on the other HOA over there. I'm not going to be able to walk the fence line and stay at $500. There's no way. And they Jewed me down already, but that's my fault for letting them Jew me down. See, I got to watch it, because I have to look internally, okay, you know. And not only did they keep it at 500, but they also squeezed a little more work out of me too by cutting an area. You know, it doesn't take that long, maybe 20 minutes. That's a problem for me, man. It really is. And I just don't see no point in having a contract when there's nothing legally binding anybody to nothing, because the contract, the wording in the contract plainly states that they can let me go at will and I can quit at will. Don't have to give no notice or nothing. And see, I'd rather it be worded like, you know, I don't know, a notice. And a lot of you guys know a lot more about these contract type things. Most of my deals are just on a handshake. And that's how a lot of people down here in the South do business. Not that that's right or wrong, but that's just how a lot of people down here do things, right? They do things in a way where, you know, you shake somebody's hand and, you know, you're in. But these HOAs and some of these management groups, you can't do that, because there's so many third parties and stuff involved that you don't really even know who you're shaking hands with. So if it's Ma and Paul living right here, and Paul comes out and says, hey Ray, I'll give you $80 a cut every 2 weeks for the whole summer, then I don't write a contract up for that. I say okay, but you know, and I do what I say and they do what they say. But these damn these management groups and shit, they'll bite you. They'll have you so inefficient that you can't even make money. But at the end of the day, man, you know, it's just it's time consuming, man, to for me to have to go through all that, and then I have to read their stupid 4-page contract. And it ain't that much money. It's $1,000 a month, man, for I don't know, $40 million homes, you know. And like you said, a lot of you guys have said, Ray, it's almost too much trouble. And I am seeing that it almost is, and I'm pretty freaking close to. They're not gonna be able to cry about nothing. Put it that way. Right now they owe me $1,000, so I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch my P's and Q's. I want to get my $1,000 that they owe me. And they're not saying, hey, you're doing a bad job, and they're not saying, hey, we're gonna hire somebody else or nothing. Only thing they're saying is that you need a contract. That and last year we had one, but it didn't. I mean, if they don't, I mean, it's not like, you know, they're saying, okay, you can come starting in March the 15th to November 15th, and that is the scope of the time of the contract. Now, the first things in the contract that they wrote is we can let you go at will. So without, and of course pay what they owe at the time or whatever, right? It does say that, of course it should. But I don't really, and some of you guys can explain to me, I really don't understand the what's the point in having a contract? You're not holding anybody liable. I mean, you know, not any more liable than the other contract that I sent them, you know, and the contract that we worked off of last year, because at the end of the day, I'm not doing anything any different. Matter of fact, I'm trying to cut more corners over there. I have to, because, well, I can't have me and another guy and 2 60-inch mowers going for 3 hours over there, and then weed eat 2 miles of fence line and be at $500. You kidding me? That ain't happening, man. So we're gonna keep doing the fence line like we've been doing them, and if they don't like that, then they can fire me, I guess. I'm not changing that part of it. So maybe they just need something to put in a file somewhere. I don't know.